Hey there, it's Tracy with Trixie Scraps, and welcome back to another Scrap Saturday. This is my now hopefully continuing weekly series where I work on getting some work done in my family albums, and I invite you to watch me scrap and maybe learn some new techniques and learn some things about me along the way. This week I am actually going to work on a challenge that was posted on the Trixie Scraps blog by one of the girls from my creative team named Karen, and she posted this scrap lift challenge on the 4th of February. So I'm going to work on that today. I haven't done a scrap lift in a long time, and I happen to really like the layout that she chose for us to scrap lift today. So I'm going to go ahead and scrap lift Mary Kate's layout here. So I'm going to actually right click and copy this image and bring it into Photoshop just so I kind of have it there as a reference. I'm probably not going to copy the layout exactly, but I wanted to kind of have it in here just so I don't have to keep jumping back and forth to the blog post screen. So that's that. We're going to use this cute little photo of my husband and my nephew Andrew, who is cutie patootie. We got to spend a lot of time with him in November when we went back to New Jersey for my husband's sister's wedding. We actually stayed with my brother and his wife, and so we got to spend a lot of time with Andrew, and he is a pip and a riot and just really makes me laugh. And I have a feeling the title of this page when I get there is going to be Uncle Ick, because when we were trying to teach him how to say Eric, it kept coming out Ick in the beginning. So he was calling him Uncle Ick for a little while, and eventually he got the hang of saying Eric, but for some reason us adults were silly. We thought it was funny that he was calling him Uncle Ick, and so it has kind of stuck. And the three adults, my husband, or me, my brother, and my brother's wife, keep calling Eric Uncle Ick, even though Andrew now knows how to say Eric properly. So I'm going to use, let's see, you see on Mary Kate's, I made this really small and you probably can't see this now. On Mary Kate's page, she kind of has like a blended photo mask sort of thing going on here. And it looks like actually what she did was she blended the photo and then duplicated it and framed it. Because you could see like out at the sides, it's kind of solid. So I'm assuming that's what she did. It looks like that's what she did. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do. But I am probably going to change the orientation of this page a little bit. I think I want to rotate it that way. And then I'll take my title. This is going to look silly because I'm going to end up messing this up, but that's fine. I'm going to take my title and I'm going to turn it this way, I think, and maybe overlap it on the photo a little bit. And then I'm going to do some journaling down like this, probably. Something like that. I think that, oops, that's, what am I doing? Oh, such a spaz. Okay, so I think that's kind of my plan. That's sort of probably what I'm going to go for, is something like that. I just, I have this thing. Pages are not complete unless they have journaling on them. Especially a page like this, because I need to tell the story behind the photo and what's going on. So I'm going to use, I think, this blended photo mask. These are actually a product that I had in my store a while back that have since been retired. So you may have them if you're a longtime customer, and you may not. I probably should really try to come out with some more packs of these. Let me know in the comments down below if you're watching and if you happen to like photo masks, because if you do, I can always make more of them. But when I bring this photo in, it's going to look a little small, but I'm going to probably sharpen it a little bit. See, it's like really tiny, but it'll be okay. I'm going to stretch it out so that it takes up this photo mask, and I might lose a little bit of the quality, but I'm not really so worried about it for this layout, because the layout's more about the story than it is about the photo necessarily. So, but I am not real good. I need to hone up on the sharpening tools on Photoshop. It's actually not one of my strengths. I'll admit that to you guys. So I might make this look all fugly. I'm going to try not to. But I don't know too much about using the sharpening filters. So I really just wanted to sharpen it up just a little bit, not a whole heck of a lot, because I don't want it to get real grainy. So we're going to try that. It's kind of subtle, but it brings back some of the detail, and that's pretty much enough as far as I'm concerned. The other thing I'm going to do is play with the levels on this photo a little bit, because it's kind of washed out a little. So to do that, Control L, and I'm probably going to bring the shadows in a little bit and bring the highlights up a little bit, just to brighten that up a little. I think the mid-level needs to come down just a little bit too, and see that that's a big difference. At least I think it's a big difference. You know, a lot of the time I see people, especially like a lot of scrapbookers who apply for my creative team, and their pages are absolutely gorgeous, but their photos are all washed out. And it's always such a shame, and I always feel like I wish people knew how simple it is to work with the levels on your photos, because just a simple little bump improves them tenfold, and would then take an amazing, a really, really good page and make it amazing. So that's just a simple little tip for y'all. I'm going to clip that photo down to that mask, and yeah, I like that. I think it looks really good. I'm really happy with that. Now we need to duplicate this photo, don't we? We did say that. Okay. Now I'm going to take actually what I'm going to do is put a rectangle underneath, maybe squarish, and I'm going to draw out basically where I want the photo to be kind of solid. And okay, so everything's in the same spot, and now I'm going to clip that to that, and see, that's probably too big because I'm overlapping the mask too much. So let's go like this, and then bring this in a little bit. Maybe even a little bit more. This side, really. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to shrink the photo down just a smidge. I like that. I think that looks cool. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to apply this stroke and drop shadow on it, and maybe tilt the whole thing just a little bit. So I'm going to select all 4 of those layers at once, tilt them a little bit, and there you go. I kind of like how that looks. Okay, so for this layout, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my kit called Blue Jean Boy. This kit has some black in it, like my husband's shirt, and it's got some red, like my nephew's pajamas, and I just think it'll pull the whole thing together really well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So let's start with the kit papers. I think, even though Mary Kate's page used a solid in the background, I think I may try to use this graph paper and see if I like how that looks. I changed my mind. I don't like it. Oh, what a dork. Okay. Yeah, let's go with the white. Let's go with the white. Okay. Okay, so I'm not really thrilled with the way the bluish white of my nephew's shirt is clashing with this creamy white of the background paper. I know, picky, picky, picky. So I can't figure out which color it is that's affecting that. So what I do is I change it to a color I know it's not, and then use my eyedropper tool. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. And come over here where it's kind of a bluish cast. See, it's the cyans. So I'm going to take the saturation and turn it down. And you'll notice that that actually kind of, see that blue cast? It's going away as I change it. Yep, that's what I needed to do. And it's not changing any of the other colors in the picture, which is good. So that's a little bit better. I feel like it's not quite as clashy. You can see that's blue. That's not much better. But I need to take this and duplicate it. So I'm actually holding down my Alt key and dragging another copy of that mask down below, and I'm going to clip it just because we had a little bit of his sleeves that were sticking out on the photo on the mask underneath, and I needed that to match. So what I'm actually going to do is take this whole photo cluster and group it so that it doesn't get messed up, and it will move as a group instead of individual pieces. Alright, let's take a look at the elements that are available in this kit, and I'll move this up so you guys can see them a little bit better while I work. We have some arrows, a border of arrows, and let's see, what else do we have? Do I have some ribbons in this kit? Yeah, I do have some ribbons. I have like a red polka dot ribbon. I have this blue stripe. I'm probably going to use this blue stripe ribbon. And maybe the arrows. Let's try those two. And those will make up my two borders here. Okay. Now let's take them and turn them both 90 degrees. Trying to think what else I can tell you about our trip to New Jersey while I work on this layout. Okay, I'm going to have this sit there, I think. And then I'm going to put the ribbon underneath it so that I get a little contrast between the border and the ribbon. Or maybe I don't really like that. Yeah, I kind of really don't like that. Let's try the ribbon. You know what? I might make my border a little bit different than Mary Kate's, which is what I actually think I'm going to do. I am going to move this ribbon this way and leave that border there, and then I'm going to put like a little rectangle of a paper underneath, just for some contrast between the border and the background paper. They're too similar for my liking. So we're going to kind of go like that and maybe stack it out that way. Let's see, when we went to New Jersey, we were there just before Thanksgiving. It was funny enough, my husband and I got married on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving in 2002. And his first sister, the middle sister, got married the Saturday after us. So that week we had, it was my husband's bachelor party on Sunday, my brother-in-law's bachelor party on Monday, then we had our rehearsal dinner Tuesday, our wedding Wednesday, Thanksgiving Thursday, their rehearsal dinner on Friday, and their wedding on Saturday. And on Sunday we left for our honeymoons, and I was exhausted. And I have never felt so tired in my whole life. Just completely drained and tired, and just, yeah, it was just a lot for 1 week. And oops, I meant to duplicate that first. I don't know what possessed us to think that all of that was a good idea, because it really wasn't. It was a lot. It was a lot. So we were really tired. But in any case, the reason I tell that whole story is because then my sister-in-law, the second sister-in-law, the younger of the two, that just got married, also got married on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So her anniversary is a little different than ours. It's going to be the 25th instead of the 27th. But now we'll have Katie and Scott's anniversary on the 25th, ours on the 27th, and Megan and her husband's was on the 30th. So just pretty crazy how they were all kind of right in line with each other. Then one of my siblings also got married in November, but towards the beginning of the month. So we have a lot of anniversaries in the month of November. So I feel like I got all of my technique stuff done with you guys at the beginning of this video, because really I wanted to show you what I was going to do with that photo there and that photo mask. But after that, it's all pretty much just sort of lay out your paper strips, lay out your clusters, and do some journaling and the title work. So there's really not much more to show you guys. But I'll do one of my clusters, and then we'll pause the video and I'll finish it up so it doesn't bore you guys to death. Let's see. Do I have anything in here that I can steal from that I like? I actually think that I might use this cluster. That looks funny because it's clipped. And now the clipping got undone. Silly wabbit. I think that I am actually going to use this cluster like this and put the title in there. I think that's what I want to do. And I think I'm going to change what I said before. I'm going to put my title over this way, maybe, and put my journaling down here, because now that I'm working on it, it just feels like it'll flow better that way. Oh, that's so cute. I like that. What do you guys think? I hope you're liking this layout, and I hope you like this new series with me just chattering away about nothing important. Okay. And back to the kit real quick, and I'll try and quickly construct a little cluster to put on the page. And then I'll pause it and finish it up and come back and show you the finished product. Okay, we're going to want to put this up here, I think, and I'm going to probably end up sizing it down, but I'm going to stay with it large for just a minute so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then I'll put the black flower on top of this one. Okay, and then like I said, I'm going to size those down so that the brad doesn't get lost in them, or it kind of goes with them. Maybe even a little bit more on these two, and this one as well. Yeah, and then we can bring that brad in there, and it'll be like a nice little pop of color. Okay, I think let's just turn these leaves a little bit. I want to turn them. Yeah. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here. I'll finish up the page, and I will be back when I've got it all finished up. Okay, I'm back. I got my title applied. I actually didn't do it with a script because I did try a script and it kind of looked a little girly, I thought. So I went with more of like a handwriting font. This one is actually called, I think it's called CK Mini. It's an old Creating Keepsakes font that I've had for like forever. And I use the same thing for my journaling, and which basically tells the story of what I told you guys about him calling him Uncle Ick. And then I didn't want to go overboard. I know on Mary Kate's original sample layout, she had some flower scatters, little delicate scatters throughout the page. But with this being a page about, two boys, I didn't want to go overboard with the flowers, so I stuck with the clusters on the borders. There's a little bit of flowers also in the cluster around the title work. So there you have it. That's my finished page for this Scrap Saturday. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and feel free to leave me a comment below. Ask me any questions you might have, and until next time, I'll see you again on the next Scrap Saturday. Bye-bye.